Welcome out to the Southern Motorsports Xfinity Series, the Lazy Days Racing Xfinity Series here at Pocono Raceway. And tonight I am joined by Al.
Doing pretty good. Love the drive up here to Pocono. It's definitely a scenic route, and I'm ready for a great race here tonight.
I just realized my mic was muted that whole time. Now, they are going to be taking their qualifying times. It is a pretty big track. Let's go ahead and do our national anthem, and then when we come back, we probably will have our qualifying done, and we'll be going to the grid.
most famous words in motorsports. Gentlemen, start your engine!
All right, and we are back. We do have some times rolling in. Thomas Keene sitting on top of that pole. Who's your driver to watch tonight, Al?
Well, I'm going to have to say it's after last week, Thomas Keene, he's picked up from practice times. Qualifying, he was a little bit quicker. He's definitely one to watch, but one I'm looking at is Justin McDuffie. He was strong last week, and I think he'll be tough here tonight. A little rough going in qualifying, looks like, as he sits P11.
Yeah, he had a pretty good run the other night, and so did Keith Haney. We talked to him last time we talked to him. He actually mentioned he is trying to qualify for that the chase, and in this series, I think he barely missed the chase in the other series. So he's definitely going to be trying to get that win tonight, and he's right now sitting up on the front row with Thomas Keene.
Definitely, if he's looking to make the chase, he's starting off tonight, and he is a 2-point cushion over the cutoff line to make the chase with, after tonight, 2 races left on the schedule.
All right, and we will be heading to the grid. Let's go ahead and take a look at that grid. One moment. We are waiting for the first driver to take to the field. The pole sitter tonight is Thomas Keene, and I don't have this in here, but I believe he is part of Apex Racing, so he will be representing Apex Racing on the pole tonight. Keith Haney with Georgia Boys Racing will start second tonight. Sean Butler, I got it. Sean Butler will start third. Chris Simiard will start fourth tonight. Joe Mitchell will start fifth. Chris Grosso will start sixth tonight. I believe he is one of those Lazy Days racers. Not for sure, though. Sean Papalo will start 7th tonight. Jackson Allen for Lazy Days Racing will start in 8th. David Howard Jr. will start in 9th tonight. Michael Dorsey, he is one of those new drivers out here tonight, will round out the top 10. Justin McDuff will start 11th. Michael Palmer will start 12th. Adam Baker for MB Motorsports will start 13th. Brad Hicks, who is the point sitter, correct?
Yep, Brad is leading the points coming in here to the Pocono.
So he will be starting 14th tonight. Josh Conover, who is another new driver here tonight, starting 15th. AJ Hamill for Upstate Racing League will start in 16th. Bob Skinner for DVS Racing, we haven't seen him in a couple weeks, starting 17th tonight. Lynn McNeese will start 18th. James Haney for Georgia Boys Racing will start in 19th. Jude Danielson will start in 20th. Justin Kern will start 21st. Justin Kern is another new driver tonight. Jeff Glockner will start 22nd. Jim Locking will start 23rd. Paul Zota for SoMo Racing will start 24th. Eric Barilli for Lazy Days Racing will start 25th. Skylar Allen Sr. for Lazy Days Racing will start 26th. David Gainforth will start 27th. Ryan Gemmel for MB Motorsports will start 28th. Paul Cohen will start 29th. Dean Viney will start 30th. Jay Dubuque starting tonight in 31st. Ivan Jones, another Lazy Days racer, starting in 32nd. Lupe Gonzalez for 575 Motorsports will start 33rd. Bobby Jonas for Jonas Motorsports will start 34th. Joe Owens for Jonas Motorsports will start in 35th. Daniel Haney starting 36th, racing for Georgia Boys Racing. Chris Lintelman for Lazy Days Racing will start 37th. Stephen Bird, 38th. Sean Lejeune will start 39th tonight. Thomas Engel will start 40th. And I believe that is the end of our field. And it is. And the only driver not to take the grid was Thomas Engel. So with that, it should be a great race out here tonight, Al.
Definitely is. The track widened out during practice. Watch on the initial start for the 3 and 4 wide action down in the turn number 1. Steve, it's going to be a wild one. I can't wait to get this thing started.
Yeah, we have all the races I've watched here at Pocono. We've seen that 3 and 4 wide action on that front stretch, and it definitely becomes pretty tricky going into turn number 1.
Definitely is. One key is that they cannot change lanes or step out of line until after the start-finish line. So who will be the first driver who's going to take a peek to the inside on this start? Or will they play it nice? We got 65 laps around the tricky triangle.
And they are getting ready to come around the last bend on the track. So the number 5 of Thomas Keene will bring these guys around. And I believe the pace car dips off late here, and the green flag comes out early. There goes the pace car. Green flag is out. Thomas Keene will bring him to the line for the start of the Pocono 65. That's a great shot
really
there. You saw a little bit of that 3-wide action there on that front stretch.
A lot of action going on off turn number 2 as they everybody makes it through the first turn. Everybody minding their P's and Q's and getting settled in as they get into the tunnel turn.
You know, I had a little bit of time to chat with Paul before this race started tonight, and he said, you know, we got 40 drivers out here. This league has exploded recently, and it's crazy to see this many guys racing out here tonight.
Yeah, and we have caution on the track, Steve, and the first victim is Skylar Allen. He's got his Country Cafe, car number 66, a little bit torn up on the left side. Looks like he just lost it off of the tunnel turn.
All right, and with our first caution of the night, we'll go ahead and check to see what happened to Skylar Allen, as we'll... Actually, was it something in front of him? May have been something a little bit in front of him. We'll take a look at it, though. We try to get situated here. You said it was in the tunnel turn?
Yeah, it was on the exit of the tunnel turn. It was looked like he checked up for Jeff Blockner and Jim Locking, who were side by side in the tunnel turn. And Skylar checked it up and went to cut it down off the tunnel turn. And looked like Ryan Kimmel just had nowhere to go. And around went the Country Cafe 66 Toyota Camry.
Well, he didn't hit a wall, and that's one thing. I mean, especially coming off that tunnel turn, I always joke with guys when I race here at Pocono because of the infamous Steve Park accident where he went into that infield wall coming off the tunnel turn and slammed that wall pretty hard. But he didn't hit that wall, and he doesn't have any damage really to that car.
No, it looks like it's just a little bit of damage on the left rear, the front of the tire. So I think the crew should be able to bang that out, patch it up, and I think he'll be all right.
Yeah,
to carry on.
This big track, I think it's about 2 minutes to go around under caution, so he's got plenty of time to get that car fixed up and stay on that lead lap. And are we going to see the leader come down pit road? It doesn't look like it. And now, I don't know if you have the camera angle to see down that front stretch, but it is crazy, and I'm actually losing the field for a second here. But I was saying how it's pretty crazy to see that whole field coming down that front stretch.
Yeah, they'll wide it out and hang on, and I think the lift factor might be when they begin to pucker. I just throwing it out there because that's what mine is if and when I race here at Pocono. But looks like the Skylar Allen is getting the damage fixed on pit road, and I'll be able to continue on his way here tonight.
Now, I know Paul Zota is back in 21st, but I want to get a word with him just to see what he thinks of this field tonight. Let's see if we can pull him up into the booth. Paul Zota, you got a copy?
Yes, sir. I got you, Steve.
All right. Well, right now we've only had about one green flag lap. You have made up a couple positions. What do you think of this field tonight?
Man, it's crazy. There's a lot of cars out here tonight. I think it's great. It's what we always wanted, and hopefully get it done nice. We got a lot of good drivers out here, so hopefully this will all iron out pretty quick.
Yeah, we were talking as that first lap started earlier. Looking at that front stretch was crazy. I have never seen that many cars on a track for a SoMo event.
Yeah, we were talking about that in a drivers' meeting. One of the guys was saying, last year we were having a hard time getting 18 to 20, and now we had 40 at one point.
All right. Well, I do see you're getting the one to go. I just wanted to get a word in with you, see what you thought of this field tonight. Pretty crazy, and you got to be proud to see this thing growing, man.
Yeah, and these guys do a great job, man. I sent out an email to all the drivers during the day today. What they did last night at Dover and the way it's been going, man. Got a lot of good talent out here, so should be an interesting night. Probably have a couple cautions here and there, but I think once we get it settled in, I think this is going to be a fun race.
All right. Well, as you get ready to go green, I'll let you get back to driving, get back focused. Good luck to you, and hopefully we'll get to talk to you later on tonight.
All right, Steve. Thank you, bro.
All right. That was Paul Zoda, owner of Southern Motorsports. Things have been coming together for this league. Each and every race, they've seemed to be growing.
Definitely got a good batch of drivers in this league, and the competition just keeps getting fiercer and fiercer every week. I ran a few races over the summer with them. When I first found out about them, told my buddies about them. Some of them checked them out, and it's good to see this league growing. And Paul puts a lot of effort in, and glad to see the reward that he's getting with having the participation.
Yeah, definitely one of the better leagues out there, and we're coming around turn number 3, so we're getting ready to go back green flag racing once again. Thomas Keene will bring him to the line. He does have 3 laps led already, but only one of those was under green, so getting ready for the pace car to dip in. Pace car will dip in, and that whole field coming onto the front stretch. Green flag is out. We're back to racing here at Pocono. And Thomas Keene does lead that lap. He didn't get it stolen. It looked like Keith Haney was going to steal it. And we got 4 and 5 wide throughout the field tonight on that front stretch on the restart.
Outside of Keene is the 87 of Haney. Haney's going to try to do the crossover off of turn number 1 down the Long Pond straightaway. We'll see if Haney can hold the position. He's at his door into the tunnel turn.
And I imagine with that inside line into the tunnel turn, he should take the lead, and he has. So Thomas Keene will drop back to second, and he might drop back to third if he doesn't get that car together.
Got the Mountain Dew Camaro of Sean Butler trying to fill the hole that Haney started, but Keene not giving it away on the outside as he's going to put the power down. They will see who drag race to the race lead down the front stretch.
Yeah, that 38, man, he really slid up the hill coming out of that corner. I don't know if he was trying to get behind Thomas Keene or that's just how things worked out for him. And now you got Jackson. Go ahead.
Say Keene jumped back out in front of Haney through a good run off of turn number 1. Now Haney's got the back bumper full of Butler into the tunnel turn.
And we did see Jackson Allen dip to that inside line. He didn't really get the run he wanted to on that inside line, though.
Now Keene starting to stretch it out, but the battle is for second. Butler taking a peek underneath Haney through turns 3. The race leader
Thomas
like
Keene's
electrical
gone.
issues.
So does he? I don't think he came back. He may have dropped out of the race tonight, as we were following him, and our cameras went away from the field.
It looked like Keene must have had electrical issues and his number 25. That's going to give the race lead to the Ford power plant of Keith Haney as the battle back there for the number 5 position starting to heat up as they all run single file down in the tunnel turn.
Oh, and I didn't even see that for a second. We had Thomas Keene come back. He was gone for a long time.
We got trouble off the tunnel turn. Didn't quite see who it was.
I think that's Shane Papala. I got him in the grass on the inside wall. So this will be our second caution of the night early on in this race.
I just caught it off the corner of my eyes as I was starting to see the double file racing back there around the 7th, 8th position. Yeah, I saw one car go around, Steve.
Yep, he did clip. He clipped that apron, lost control of it, was able to put it to the inside. No damage for him. So we've seen 2 cautions and basically no damage involved in those cautions.
No, I did a good job. Shane Papala did a very good job off of the tunnel turn to hold on to it, locking it down. Might have just clipped those rumble strips, and they do upset the cart and unload the weight on them, and around it went. But great driving, and he saved the car. But yellow comes out for the second time here at Pocono.
And you know, fun little fact about Shane Papala. Shane Papala is actually the front tire changer for the 41 team in NASCAR. So he knows for a fact he's got to get those tires changed and get back out on the road.
That's pretty cool. A little bit of real world meeting here in iRacing as they're always continuing to cross. Earlier we saw Tony Stewart racing on the sim at Pocono with the Mobile One Challenge. And it's good to see that they're getting more esports recognition within the sim. But let's see who will pit this time.
And I imagine we'll see most of the field. Yep, we're seeing Thomas Keene and most of that field coming down pit road. We might see 1 or 2 drivers elect to stay out. As I know there's a couple guys that like to stay out and like to get that bonus lap, but there we go. We are seeing a couple stay out.
It looks like the Upstate Racing League team of Justin McDuff and AJ Hamill staying out on the track, but we got pit stops down on pit road.
And while we're taking this pit stop, let's go ahead and take a break, come back, and we will probably still have a little bit more caution left. We could probably fit a interview in before we go back to green flag race. All right, and we're back to Pocono Raceway, and we're trying to see... Oh, we do have Justin McDuff in here, so Al Smith, why don't we pull him up and have a little talk with him about his decision to stay out tonight?
Justin McDuff, this is Al Smith in the Max Speed booth. Do you have a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Al, you got up to the front in your Fox Shocks Ford Mustang. What's it going to take to stay up there, and what led to the decision to stay out on that lap 8 yellow?
Well, I think it's pretty tough back in traffic to make some headway. So the thought process was that if we were able to stay out here and get enough guys to come with us, we could keep the track position. Because it seems like that's going to be the name of the game here tonight, and try to save a little fuel under these cautions and see what happens.
It's been an interesting start of the race so far with 2 quick yellows, it seems like, after some sorting out. But how are the track conditions, and have they changed any from practice?
I don't think it's changed much from practice. I feel like it's a lot tighter when you're in traffic. Like in practice, I did a lot of single car runs, but once you get behind someone, I feel like it gets really tight, especially in the tunnel turn. So we're going to see what happens here. Oh, now I got clean air. Try to keep it.
All right, well, the clean air is king of the game. You got 3 guys behind you that stayed out. Do you think that's enough of a buffer from the fresh tires that will be coming?
I hope so. I mean, we probably do like 2 or 3 laps on the green, so I'm hoping maybe I can get going, get out in front enough that they don't have enough time to get up here before the new gets knocked off the tires. We'll see.
All right, it looks like you'll be getting one to go. We'll let you get back into race mode, and good luck. We'll talk to you later.
Thank you.
And Justin McDuff will count his second lap lead of the night.
He jumped up 3 spots in the points standings after last week's race, Steve, and right now looking pretty good to make it into the chase for this Xfinity series here at the Southern Motorsports. And one to watch. I like the strategy call. I don't know if they'll be able to hold off the tires. I don't think enough people stayed out with them.
You know, while we're sitting here waiting for this thing to go back green, why don't you read through why don't you read through the guys right now that would qualify for the chase?
Right now, we got Brad Hicks, who's leading the points. David Gainforth is second. Eric Barrel, I think is how you say it, is third. All right. I'm sorry about that. Justin McDuff is fourth. Dean Vinny is tied with McDuff for fourth. And you got Joe Mitchell in sixth. AJ Hamill in seventh. Brian Gamel is in eighth, tied with Robbie Jonas. Michael Palmer, Daniel Haney is 4 points ahead of the cut line, and Billy Howard rounding out your top 12 that make the chase. Howard has a 1 point lead over Kurt Davidson and Jim Locking, so keep an eye on those guys tonight as we got 2 races after Pocono to decide who's going to be racing for the championship, and that pace car is getting ready to pull off, Steve.
Yep, and Upstate Racing Team will bring these guys back to the green flag. Interesting to see those 2 guys up front. Definitely a lot of communication on their part. Green flag is out really quick, and Justin McDuff will bring these guys to the line. It does look like he will get his 3rd lap lead of the night.
First driver with fresh tires is the 38 of Butler. He took 2 on that pit stop. We'll see how that handles as he's pushing the number 24 right on the inside of the 18 of Hamill. The 24. Oh, we lost the pack there. Joe Owen right there. Here comes Hamill on the outside of McDuff down the Long Pond straightaway.
We're definitely seeing a lot of that straightaway battle on the Long Pond straightaway. Oh, and they're going to squeeze it 3 wide into the corner, and Justin McDuff and AJ Hamill make contact. We're staying green, though, right now. AJ Hamill into the wall. I think we had another car go down low.
Yeah, the number 48 of Adam Baker making heavy contact with the inside Armco off of the tunnel turn. It all started when they went 3 wide into the tunnel turn. McDuff was in the middle. Butler and Hamill also involved as everybody's scattered from there.
And I know for sure AJ Hamill was involved in that. He's got a little bit of damage. This will be our 3rd caution of the night, and I think it's the most damaging caution we've had tonight.
Yeah, Hamill just wasn't in the right lane, and it looks like the number 24 of Owen just didn't have the entry, kind of pushed up on the entry, and they were 3 wide, and McDuff got pushed up into the Vermont VermontFantasyRacing.com Camry. A hard contact for the number 48 of Baker, because everybody was scattering to involve what could have been a much bigger accident.
And I'm gonna flip back here because I think it was Joe Owen or Jim Locking went for a ride on that caution. I believe he actually got some air trying to avoid the wreck. Yeah, he did. He popped over a curb to avoid the 48 of Adam Baker. Didn't take any damage, though.
No, but I bet you he's thankful this he barely missed Baker's car as he was sliding back towards the racetrack.
Well, now Joe Owens our leader. And do these guys bring it down, bring it back down pit road? I imagine we see that 20 and 18 bringing it down pit road this time round.
McDuff will be the first car to pull it down onto pit road. Looks like he's the only one. It looks like a car behind him as well as the field bypasses. So the track position, well, it's gone to the wayside at the moment. But I think they'll be all right later on in the race as they get ready to go. Looks like AJ Hamill is on pit road. A number of guys involved that were in the back of the pack coming down pit road. Heavy right front damage on the number 18.
So now all those guys that did not come down pit road the last time did come down this time. And look at that, Thomas Keene back up to third. So he's battled back. Of course, that was a pretty quick caution. And we haven't had a lot of green flag racing so far. But with 40 cars, you expect to see some of these early yellows.
So unofficially, I think it'll be Lupe Gonzalez getting the lucky dog, becoming the 39th car on the lead lap. We had one car not start. That would be the number 10 of Tom Engel. So early on, 14 laps in, and all 39 cars still on the lead lap. Some with a little bit more damage than they would want. It's been pretty entertaining so far, Steve.
Yeah, it has, and I believe that's a new scheme for Lupe. He's normally in a black and red 575 Motorsports. It's interesting to see that red and white, that white mixed in with that red and black scheme that he normally drives.
Definitely a good looking race car for Lupe as he's going to take the free pass and get back on the lead lap. We'll see what he has for the rest of the night.
Joe Owens coming around. I think they're getting the two to go. We will make sure. But if they are keeping it, yep, pace car lights are still on. So let's go ahead and get a word in with Joe Owens real quick. And I just saw something crazy that we're going to have to bring up in this. Joe Owens, or that's not Joe Owens, that's Ivan Jones. Hold on one second.
Who was that?
I pulled the wrong driver up. One moment.
10-4.
Went to the wrong team speak.
While waiting for Owens Baker back on the racetrack, the car does look pretty hurt.
Trying to get Ivan Jones back to the right room. My mouse is screwing up. Wow. Alright, well, I'm having technical issues right now. So we might have to hold off on that interview. There we go. I got him back down there eventually. Alright, let's get Joe Owens up here. Alright, Joe Owens, you got a copy?
Yes, I do.
Alright, we had a little bit of issues trying to get you up here. So, you started 35th. You're up in the front now. How does it feel, man?
Oh, man, it feels great. Don't know how long I'll stay here because I'm kind of off sequence with the other guys, but we'll hang up here and try to do our best.
Now, you are getting the one to go here. It's a long ways around, though. What was going through your mind before that caution came out? Pretty tricky going 3 wide through the tunnel turn.
Well, I was trying to hold it low, and I don't think I hit anybody going in there. I think they kind of took care of themselves, but I was like, oh, Lord, because it's not going to work going through there 3 wide.
All right, well, with the one to go, I'll let you get back to driving that car and getting back in the getting concentrated once again. Good luck to you. Hopefully we get to talk to you later on tonight, man.
Yeah, I hope so, and appreciate y'all doing what y'all do, and hopefully I can put this Bobby Jonas Napa Chevrolet up there and get us a win, possibly.
All right, man. Good luck to you. Did he drag himself back down there, or did I just throw him in the wrong room? All right. Mouse troubles is always leading to a great broadcast, correct?
Hey, as long as they don't steal your cheese.
All right, Joe Owens coming around the tunnel turn. Let's go ahead and take a look at our top 5 and see where these guys started. Joe Owen started in 35th tonight, leads the race. Sean Butler started in 3rd, now in 2nd. Thomas Keene started on the pole, sitting back in 3rd. Keith Haney started 2nd tonight, up in 34th. And look at that, teammate Bobby Jonas of Jonas Motorsports started 34th up to 5th. So Jonas Motorsports making a showing out here. And we saw Upstate Racing doing pretty well earlier. Let's see if Jonas Motorsports can show us anything different.
Be interesting. We got Butler on 2 tires from the last pit.
There goes the pace car.
Road.
Green flag is back out. Joe Owens bringing him to the line. He will get the lap led. Lots of moving around throughout that field as we start. Guys going 3-4 wide. Guys into the wall. And I imagine Paul Zoda has told these guys to settle it down and try to get some green flag laps in. And we got a new leader. Sean Butler
on those 2 fresh tires jumping out to the front of the pack, Steve. But here comes Haney in that 87 Ford Mustang.
And that was the first pass on the high line that we've seen tonight.
Let's see. Oh, we got a little bit of contact. As it looks like Owen's getting shuffled up the racetrack. He'll fall back to 4th. And the contentions of Keene for 5th. We got him 3 wide in the turn 3.
Lots of room on that front stretch, or on that last corner. Oh, who was that? That was the 54 of Joe Mitchell, avoiding disaster. Just barely gets off that wall.
Just gave it a love kiss, that's all.
We lost the field for one moment. This seems to be happening more and more tonight. Sean Butler up front now, getting his first lap led. And we've had 4 different leaders tonight.
Everybody kind of settling in. Is the battle for 6th was kind of side by side headed to the tunnel turn, but that's all gone back to single file. It seems like maybe these first few yellows, maybe everybody's kind of, all right, let's get into rhythm and see what we can do. I think the big thing here, Steve, is track position is king. It's so hard to pass here. I think maybe that's what's leading to some of these yellows early in this race.
Yeah, all this track room, and there's really one good racing line on this whole track. As right now we're watching the battle of Keith Haney and Jackson Allen. And it does look like Keith Haney is holding off Jackson for the moment.
Yeah, those two seem to be content just sitting there, maybe trying to draft their way up to the number 38 of Butler, who's pulled out to a pretty healthy lead, 1.1 seconds last time by. So Butler, those 2 fresh tires, here we go, a look on the inside. Allen going to take a look on the inside of Haney through the turns 3.
It looked like Haney was going to try to pin him down low. Just didn't get the run that he wanted coming off the corner. So Keith Haney will drop back to 3rd for the moment. And look at that pack behind him.
Everybody kind of blocking, moving around, trying to hold on to their position as Allen and Haney still side by side off of turn number 1. Haney with the outside momentum is going to have a quarter panel on him off of turn number 1. Well, those two are duking it out, Steve. It's allowed Keene and Mitchell to join that in to make it a 4-car battle for the number 2 spot. And further back, it looks like Grasso has gotten by the number 24 of Owen. So, yellow out on the speedway, caution coming out.
Checking to see who it was. I believe it was Jude Danielson. As he is way off the pace there. Let's see if we can take a look back with our third caution of the night. Our fourth caution of the night, sorry. As he was way off the pace. He was in the grass. We'll go ahead and see what led to that. Oh, we're going to go back a little bit more. As I think the 20 of Justin McDuff actually made contact with him.
Yeah, it looked like McDuff making a nice arc into the tunnel turn, but got the rumble strips just a little bit. Steve got the car upset and got a little bit loose and got into the side of the number 85 of Danielson, and around he went, but it looks like Danielson was able to keep it off of the Armco barrier, so I think he should be alright to continue on fairly no damage.
Yeah, I don't see any damage on that car.
So I think we should just leave a camera parked and turn in the tunnel turn. I just feel like that's Calamity Corner here tonight.
Yeah, we've seen every one of our cautions in the tunnel turn tonight. So Sean Butler is still up front. Do they bring it down pit road? And are we going to see guys on different pit strategies staying out?
One car I'm interested in is the Napa car of Owen. Stayed out the last time. Looks like all the leaders are coming down pit road. It's going to be a busy time on the pit road here at Pocono.
And I'm looking to see if anybody has elected to stay out. And we're not seeing anybody stay out this time around. Oh, we are seeing one. The 90 of Josh Conover stayed out. So Josh started 15th. He is going to make up a lot of positions because he's going to be up front when, unless he decides to bring it down pit road. And did we have an accident on pit road? I see a car with a lot of smoke. We'll look to see if anybody is. We're still seeing a lot of that smoke. Maybe it's these guys just pulling out of pit road.
And so it looks like a lot of tire spin off of pit road trying to get there. And Haney, the number 87, was the first car off of pit road, so he'll fall in behind our race leader.
48 of Adam Baker still sitting on pit road.
Yeah, the Lowe's team has definitely made their run to Lowe's to repair that car, as he made hard contact early in one of the earlier wrecks and given it time to fix it, but he's going to end for a long night, unfortunately, for Baker, who was moving through the field pretty good up until that incident a few laps ago there, Steve.
Yeah, these long caution laps definitely make it very competitive, because some of those good guys that get some damage early on, as long as they don't blow that engine, they have a shot to stay on that lead lap and make up the time that they lose.
And the league used to have fast repairs. They went away from that, and it makes the guys, well, not race so hard, I think, but definitely doesn't have that ace in their back pockets, and I think maybe that'll come to hurt some drivers, as they don't have that anymore. But I mean, it's tough going here early in the Pocono for Baker. He was on the outside looking in for the chase. He came in tonight. He was sitting in the 18th position in points, about 12 points out of the 12th spot. So he's dug himself a hole he's going to have to get out of as we look forward to next week.
Yeah, and I can tell you firsthand, and you might as well, or you might be able to as well, being a Cup driver over here at Southern Motorsports, without having that quick repair, it changes the whole dynamic of a race.
Yeah, you definitely have to take in. You're not able to, I guess, run as hard as you normally would like to or used to be able to. These drivers now have to use their car and be like, all right, this is all we got. We don't have one of those fast repairs to fix all the damage in a jiffy. So definitely changes your mindset, especially going throughout the race. You try to maybe where you wanted to have lifted earlier, maybe you lift a little bit so you don't cause an accident. But it's definitely quite interesting, and I think it was a good move on the part of the league to go to the no fast repair.
Well, we just had a little bit of an issue with the overlay, so the caution counter is incorrect now. We do know we have 4 at the moment, and the pace car is ready to dip off. And I just realized Josh Conover's got a little bit of damage on that rear end. Green flag is back
too.
out. The green flag came out before the pace car had even dipped off the track.
Haney getting a nice little push from Allen there, Steve, as they go down the turn number 1, and it's going to put Haney out to the race lead as they all work around the number 90 as they go 3 wide off of turn number 1. That got a little bit hairy.
Oh, we got one loose.
Car.
Is that the 56? Or was that the, oh, that was the 56. Lupe Gonzalez involved in it as well. We're back to another caution. That was Sean Lejean. Oh, and I don't know if you're watching him right now, but he cannot even drive that thing straight.
She's dog-legging it down the backstretch. It all started off at turn number 1 when the 56 of Sean Lejean got underneath David Gainforth. They made a little bit of contact and nowhere to go for the rest of the field. Lupe coming in, hitting hard, and a few other drivers also involved back there. Skylar Allen, his night getting worse, along with the number 75 of Chris Lindelman. So tough night so far. Lupe probably going to be done for the night.
And I'm surprised Sean Lejean was driving that thing to the pits. He's still driving it to the pits. That thing not even going straight. He's got that thing turned almost completely to the right, and he's going to be able to get that thing to pit road.
He's coming down for his pit crew, the Monster Energy Drink 54 Camry. I don't think the crew is going to be able to do too much on pit road, as I think they'll have to take that one behind the wall, Steve.
And I got to tell you, that is impressive that he got that thing to pit road. He didn't blow his engine, so maybe he's only got, 1 or 2 minutes. He goes 1 lap down. He's still got the opportunity to stay out there and drive if they can get that thing fixed quick enough. And I believe that is Lupe Gonzalez coming off pit. No, it's Skylar Allen.
It looks like Lupe Gonzalez has retired the number 53 car here tonight as he is disconnected from the server. So tough night for Lupe Gonzalez, who's in the Cup and Truck chase. So hoping to make it into the Xfinity one as well for the Triple Crown. But tough night here at Pocono at the Tricky Triangle.
So So now we have Keith Haney back up front. And I must say, these guys, I imagine Paul Zoda has got to be telling these guys, settle it down, get some green flag laps in, because Southern Motorsports is notorious for long green flag runs. And we've had now, I believe this was our 5th caution tonight.
Yeah, we're working caution number 5 on lap 26 here. Haney is your race leader. Imagine Paul, tell him to quiet, try to get him to get into a rhythm. It's kind of hard. Pocono is such a rhythm track. It really races more like a road course. You have to back up your corners. You have to hit your marks just right. It's so line sensitive that it's kind of hard to get into those rhythms when you have these quickie yellows. And you know what they always say, Steve? Yellows breed yellows.
Yeah. And I don't know if it's the short distance here, or the short amount of laps. These guys are pushing it hard every single lap. And it's making for great racing, but it's also making for a lot of cautions here tonight.
It is. I think it comes down to that give and take a little bit right now, and there's a lot more taking being given out there than letting off a little bit early, letting someone roll through the corner, trying to make up that track position, which seems to be so key here at the Pocono Raceway as the lights on the pace car have gone out. So looking for another wild restart here tonight.
Keith Haney, Jackson Allen, Sean Butler, Thomas Keene, Joe Mitchell. Actually, Joe Mitchell is in 6th. I was going to say your top 5. Chris Grosso is in the top 5.
He's been quiet all night. Steve kind of pitted early there with the other guys stayed out, and now he's right back up to the front in the sequence with everybody else. Keep an eye on that number 42. I think he's got something for the leaders here.
Somebody else to watch that is very notorious for starting at the back of the field and finishing up in that top 5. The 86 of Brad Hicks cracking into the top 10.
Right before that last yellow, I was just starting to go through the field, kind of see where people were, and I saw Brad Hicks' name come up as he was. He started 10th, fell back there, or started 14th, excuse me, and then fell back there. Now up to 9th. Definitely, there's a reason he is the points leader coming into tonight, and I think we're not done calling that Hicks name here this evening.
Hey, he's the points leader for a reason. As we get ready to go back green, we'll have to keep an eye on this pace car, because the last time the pace car was slow to get off the track, green flag was out before that pace car was off. And it's going to happen once again. Green flag is out before that pace car has dipped off the track. Keith Haney will bring it to the line and lead the lap. 7 laps down for Keith Haney.
Even rows at 2 as they go down. Haney and the number 39 outside of him. 39 of Allen. Side by side. Here comes Butler right to the back bumper to 39. Maybe give him a little bump draft down the backstretch.
As it's looking, we got one spinning. The 75, we're staying green. That is surprising. He spun it on the right on the track, and we're keeping it green. As now Jackson Allen looking to that inside line. Or no, excuse me, that is Sean Butler in the 38 going to that inside line, getting around Jackson Allen. He's going to put the pressure on Keith Haney now.
Your top 5 single file is those Allen going back to your number 3 spot, but here comes Butler. He's going to put the pressure on the 87 of Haney down in the turn number 1. Gets a little bit arrow tight behind him. Haney's going to stretch it out 2 car lengths off of turn number 1.
And Butler's got to be careful, because it looked like Allen was ready to dip underneath him and take that second spot from him.
Allen better watch what he's doing as number 42 of Grosso starting to apply the pressure as your top 2 pull away, nose to tail. The battle now, we got yellow on the speedway.
Let's see. We have Jim Locking involved in that one. As the 91 of Jim Locking. Let's see what happened to him. And the 26 of Chris Simard was involved as well. And it looked like Chris did take it to the pits. Excuse me, I don't have... We have the 26 on the track. The 26 was Stephen Bird. So let's go ahead and take a look back to see what happened on our... Is this our 6th caution of the night? Or our 7th?
Sixth caution, and well, the night keeps us getting worse for the number 20 of Justin McDuff. This time it looks like it was a little bit of net code off of the tunnel turn, as it looks like Jim Locking started to come up, and there's definitely space on the replay that I'm looking at, and it turned the number 91 South Point Chevrolet out to the outside wall right in front. Looks like a Daniel Haney. So tough night for those two drivers. Not quite sure. We'll see what the officials say on that one, Steve.
Yeah, netcode did strike once again here at Southern Motorsports. Something they've been dealing with the past couple weeks. And we've seen a lot of race contenders up front actually have to deal with it. And it does look like we had one other car that blew up as Jay Dubuque, Stephen Bird, Justin Kern all in the pits getting damage repaired.
Yeah, one car also involved to add to that list is the number 18 Vermont Fantasy Racing.com Camry. Steve, has looked like he let off to avoid the wrecking, got hit from behind and got sent to the outside wall. A little bit further down the straightaway from the accident, but he was another one involved, as a lot of cars getting torn up early here at Pocono. As
we are going to see about half the field go down pit road. Keith Haney, our leader, has elected to stay out. And actually, it's looking like our top 10 all stayed out.
Start to wonder if these guys are thinking strategy, Steve. How much fuel do they have inside that car? Can they make it on one more stop, or do they even have to stop at all for the rest of the night? Especially with these caution laps, adding more and more laps to that fuel tank.
Yeah, with these cautions, if we keep having them, it's gonna make it almost a one-stop race, and they've already had that stop, so they could stay out there as long as those tires don't burn up on them.
I think we're going to get into a long green flag run here, Steve. I just got a feeling the guys are starting to, up front, they're still duking it out, but I saw a little give and take on that last restart. So, race control, letting them know, hey guys, let's simmer it down and try to get some laps in here under green, as we are almost to the halfway point. Believe that or not.
All right, and as we are still under caution, let's go ahead and take a step away and get in a commercial break, and we'll be back right after this.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos and danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. Sure, they've got the most accurate tracks and realistic cars out there, but that's just the start. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all are kept in the pits. Not to mention that with over 45,000 active members already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in on the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
All right, and we are back. Al, why don't you go through our top 10 right now?
All right, taking a look, we got the number 87 of Keith Haney out front, followed by Sean Butler, Jackson Allen Chris Grasso and the number 54 of Joe Mitchell rounding out your top 5. 6 is the number 25, Thomas Keene. He's kind of rallied that back from early electrical issues in this race. David Howard Jr. will sit in the number 7 position. 8th will be Michael Dorsey. Brad Hicks in 9th, and rounding out your top 10, the Napa number 24 of Joe Owen.
So Joe Owen able to battle back from not having those fresh tires. And we saw him drop back with having those old tires compared to everybody else having those fresh ones. But still, he did start back in 35th, so he is doing great tonight.
Definitely using the strategy to his part. I think we're going to get the 1 to go sign as the last remaining bits of that accident are being picked up. And the lights on the pace car, the Ford Mustang pace car, will go out. So definitely a lot of interesting strategies going on right now. I think the main strategy has been staying out of the wrecks.
Yeah, and I think we had spoke to Keith Haney in the past since they went to this no quick repair rule, and his thing was, he said he wanted to get to that front of the pack as early as he could because he knew he'd be out of all of those wrecks. So, and here Keith Haney is up at the front right now.
There's only one place that's usually safe, and that's the lead, and Haney has it. I don't think he wants to let it go, but I tell you, been pretty impressed with Sean Butler in that Mountain Dew number 38. He's been pretty stout on these restarts, especially using the outside and that momentum. Watch for him to be tough, but you got the 39 of Allen right there behind Haney, and they hooked up earlier on a restart to make it to the front.
Yeah, and if Butler could get that great start on the outside line, he might be able to pass Keith Haney, because we've seen a couple guys now pass on that outside line. We are going to the we're going to the last turn right now. Al, why don't you get them started this time?
All right, so we'll get them ready to go as they go through turns 3. If you're looking for turn 4, I don't know what turn 4 you're looking for, as there is none, as this is the tricky triangle here in Pocono. It's been quite tricky here tonight. Haney and Butler are going to lead the field down to the green flag off turn number 3, waiting for the Ford Mustang to take the hard left-hand turn. As it will do so, they'll step on the loud pedal. We're back underway. Watch them fan out on this restart.
And we're seeing a couple of those guys go to that high line, going 3-4 wide in some spots. Back line basically staying 2 wide.
Butler with a great restart, but Haney able to draw back even as they come off of turn number 1. Haney, it looks like Butler's out front now as Haney will follow back to second.
So just like we were saying, Butler gets that great restart and takes the lead over on that outside line.
So far, so good as we look to put a lap on the board. It'll be the number 38 of Butler showing the way, but look who's in third. Steve, it is Grosso. He's methodically made his way up through. He's going to be a contender here as we hit lap 35. 30 laps to go here in the 65-lap contest.
And it is starting to look like they're going to, everybody's going to line up single file, and they're going to get some green flag laps under their belts. And I imagine most of these guys have got to be glad to see that thing staying green for once. And they come out of turn number 1. Nobody is crashing, so we're going to keep it green.
First side-by-side battle is back there for the 18th spot. You have Gainforth working underneath the Coors Light number 71 of Dean Vinny. That's the battle back there. All the cars side-by-side. And
that is actually
Baker
Ivan Jones.
Accident?
Ivan Jones is side-by-side with David Gainforth.
Oh, excuse me, sorry about that. Yes. And look who's else is coming up through is that number 89 Papala, so he's making his way after that early spin. It's going to take some time to get up there, but they're making it work.
And we do have one more car that took it behind the wall for the night. Jay DeBeek has taken it behind the wall. Stephen Bird's still on pit road, and we do have Sean Legendre back on the track. He is 7 laps down, though.
Every position matters, Steve, as these guys are looking to make it into the chase. They only have 2 more races left after tonight to make it happen. It looks like Allen has trouble down the front stretch. The 39 of Allen off the pace, off of turn number 3. Has a little bit of right front damage, Steve.
Yeah, and he was up there battling with those top 3 for the longest time. Maybe he burned them up trying to stay up there. But they did have those. Did he pit the last pit stop?
He's going to feel the pressure from the snap-on 86 of Brad Hicks. Hicks takes a peek to the inside, but the 39 of Allen will slam the door shut through the tunnel turn. As it looks like Allen now back up to speed, but he's going to drop all the way from the front back to the 10th position. So we'll see if he can rebound, but something happened last lap off of turn number 3. And looks like he scraped down the whole right side of that number 39.
And we do have one in the wall that is stopped. Wow, that was weird. I saw a car just go up into the wall and completely stop. Who is that? That is Eric Burrill for Lazy Days Racing. What happened to him? As he's still up in that wall, not moving. That's crazy. Let's go ahead and take a look at this as we have our 7th caution of the night. And he's still on the track. So these guys are going to have to be very cautious when they go into that turn.
Yeah, very weird looking wreck that was, Steve. He looks like he just went down to turn number 3 and the car just kind of went straight. He went down in and just went up to, it looks like maybe a tire failure on the fast signs number 14. But a very weird wreck is that he was running 11th. So weird wreck definitely in turn number 3. We've seen it all tonight.
You know what it kind of looked like to me, and we probably would have seen this in NASCAR had Earnhardt Jr. not had the strength to hold on to that the drive shaft. It almost looked like he may have pulled the wheel off of that car. The way he just kind of slowed down and plowed that car into the wall like that.
You know, possibly, I wonder if with these guys racing in the pack like that, very fierce competition. I wonder if maybe the wheel had come disconnected or something along that, some kind of electronical. As the wheel is moving, he is on pit road, so he is turning the wheel. So it looks like he may have had some kind of wheel issue going into turn number 3.
So Sean Butler up front right now.
There's one name inside the top 10. It looks like the leaders are looking to come down pit road. It looks like everybody's going to make the hard left-hand turn. And it'll be Butler on pit road first. Hits his marks on pit road. Butler's right side's going up. See if he does 2 or if he's going to be a 4-tire change. Left side's going up, so it's going to be a 4-tire change for your race leader, the 38 of Butler. He's going to easily win the race off pit road. But how about Bobby Skinner? Bob Skinner coming off second off the road, so a great stop for the number 82. Went in 11th. Looks like he'll come out second or third. I think we had one car stay out, Steve.
99 of Paul Zoda. Paul Zoda staying out on the track.
Skylar Allen also staying out on the racetrack, so maybe a little bit of strategy play, maybe trying to get some bonus points for the all-important chase spot. A lot of guys having trouble here tonight, Steve. It's a lot of strategy going to be played now as we get ready. 25 laps remaining in this Pocono Raceway 65 lapper.
So Paul Zoda getting his first lap led. Question is, we've got 3 drivers who did not pit. Paul Zoda, Jeff Glockner, Skylar Allen. How long do you think these guys can hold on up front with those old tires?
I mean, they only have a few green flag laps. I think that last run was 5 or 6 laps green. But it's amazing how much the tire fall off is. I think especially Sean Butler's going to be restarting on the outside of row number 2. It's going to be tough. I think Paul and Jeff Glockner are going to need to have a heck of a restart to try to hold them off of turn number 1.
So Paul Zoda should be getting the 1 to go this time around. Let's see. Skylar Allen has, he came back from a disastrous start here.
Yeah, if you remember early, I think it was lap number 1 or 2, he got spun off of turn number 2 in that tunnel turn, bringing out the first or second yellow tonight. He's rebound nice. He's sitting there in the 3rd spot. How about Glockner? We haven't really talked much about him tonight. He's up there in the number 2 spot. Do you think we've seen the last yellow, Steve?
I think we're going to get 1 or 2 more in this race. 40 cars coming out. You got to expect you're going to have a decent amount of cautions at a difficult track like this.
I agree. I think we might have one. I don't know. It's gonna be tough to tell. I think if it goes green, the guys that were just on pit road are gonna be the ones you're gonna see battling out. I think Paul and Jeff can hold them off. Same with the 66 of Skylar, but I'd rather have fresher tires going into this last restart. We were working almost 20 laps to go. It's go time. Looking back through the field, Steve, Adam Baker has rebounded back to 14th after that hard hit with the inside Armco barrier. He's all the way back up to 14th. I thought his night was done. He has proven me to be a liar once again here tonight as he's looking to crack inside the top 10 on this restart. The pace car is ready to turn on off.
This is a different looking top 5 than we've seen this whole race tonight. And I don't think we've seen any of these guys really crack into that top 5. Pace car has dipped off. We're back to green. Paul Zota bring them to the line. He will get the lap. Third lap led tonight. Look at that field fan out. 5 and 6 wide at points in the field. And they're going to have to thin it up really quick going into turn number 1.
Jeff Blocker not going on that restart. He held up the outside line. A lot of guys
one in the grass.
For position. 3 wide. Oh, big trouble.
Oh, big wreck.
Big wreck.
Paul Zota sent spinning. Lots of other cars involved. That's the big one they talk about. And we still got cars sitting on the track. Lots of cars blowing up. Let's take a look at that once more. That was definitely the big wreck tonight. And that might be our last wreck of the night. Because that's going to take out a lot of drivers. Let's go back. We were watching Paul Zota as that kind of unfolded. Let's see. It happened behind him.
It all started with Joey Mitchell. He got on the inside of Bob Skinner. It's hard to tell. This looks like the 54 just kind of snapped and it sent him straight to the right. It took out an Butler got involved. His car up in the air. A lot of tough. Skinner nowhere to go, and everybody else just piles on it in. A lot of front runners taken out in that one, Steve.
And I don't even know. I thought it looked like he thought he was clear, and he just kind of tried to jump in front there. But man, the carnage on the track with that caution. As cars blowing up, lots of cars damaged. And look at that. Do you see who our leader is right now?
Skylar Allen.
Yeah, the man who took a hard hit to start the race is up front now.
He went from the outhouse to the penthouse, as they would say, as he's, I think, gone to the back and to the front a few times tonight. So good for Skylar. Yeah, Howard's up there, Jake. That really shook up the complexion of this race. I've never seen a thing like that, Steve. That 54 of Mitchell just, it looked like something must have broke on that 54. It just went right.
Yeah, that, or what I'm thinking is maybe his spotter told him he was clear. You know, this track, it's tough to spot on. Being up on the spotter's peak, I guess, you can't see much on that far side.
No, it's one of those trouble spots off of turn number 1. It kind of looks like you're clear, and then next thing you know, you got the guy on the outside making a run, and it's definitely tough from the spotter standpoint to know who's there or not there and how much room there actually is. Tough break, though. How about Sean Butler? He has pulled it behind the wall.
Man, he battled up front all night tonight, and, well, now, let's see, is anybody still on the track? He does have one more car behind him that's still on the track. Sean Lejean, 7 laps down in 35th. So it looks like he'll be ending the night 34th. Thomas Keene dealing with connection issues once again. As I'm not showing him on the track right now. I don't know if you can see him.
No, I don't see him on track, so something electrical going on in the number 25 of Thomas Keene. Tough break as he's really rebounded, Steve. from earlier when he had electrical issues earlier.
So Adam Baker sitting up in third. Let's go ahead and pull Adam Baker up here and chat with him really quick. Hopefully we don't have any issues here getting him up. Let's see, is he even in TeamSpeak? I do not even see him in TeamSpeak. Oh, there he is. I see him now. I can get him up here. Adam Baker, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
All right, well, you've definitely battled back tonight. Sitting up in third, how's the car doing out there?
It's a little bit beat up. I didn't think I'd be talking to you tonight. I'm doing okay. The car is a little bit slow on the straights. Pretty good in the turns. Tunnel turn's been pretty good for me tonight, and turn 3 as well. It's feeling all right, though, overall.
Now, we've had a lot of cautions out here tonight. That's kind of the nature when you have a field this big, though. Do you think we'll be able to keep it green with 20 to go now?
We'll see. It's been pretty rough. I think that took out a bunch of people, so I kind of, for my sake, I almost hope it doesn't go green, but I do wish these guys can get some good racing in, and I'd like to try and hold off some people, to the end, so we'll see what happens.
All right, well, I mean, you've only been involved, really, in that one accident, I believe. What have you done? Have you changed anything since then? Have you approached the green flag runs any differently? Because we saw you avoid that huge one we had earlier. Have you tried anything different to avoid those accidents here tonight?
No, I'm just looking farther down the track. The car's not as fast right now, so it's easier for me to kind of slow down and avoid them. But other than that, I'm just kind of taking it as easy as I can when I can, and just watching out way up in front of me. It's been pretty crazy coming out of turn 2 and turn 3 tonight.
All right, well, as we get ready to get the one to go, I'll let you get back to driving that car. Good luck to you, and hopefully you're able to bring that car to victory lane tonight.
Thank you.
All right, and that was Adam Baker, currently sitting in third. And I'm looking at his stats right now. He's fallen. He fell back to 39th at one point. I think that was right after his accident. He has battled that car back to the front. Pace car lights will go out, and they're going to double them up. Skylar Allen Sr., 4 laps led tonight. We've had a crazy amount of leaders. See if we can pull this race summary up. And I'm not sure if this is the correct number, but I have 10 lead changes tonight.
They've been mixing it up front pretty good here, and I don't think we're done yet. We got Skylar on the pole here coming to the lead lap, and we have Owen coming to the green as well. So watch those two up front. And here's our friend Haney in that 87. He's right up there also. We've got him fanning out 4 wide down the turn number 1, but it'll be the number 24 of Owen jumping out to the race lead. But here comes Haney. He's going to make it 3 wide off of turn number 2.
Whoops, we're still in replay mode. 1 second. There we go.
Well, we didn't miss much. It was Haney jumping out of the gas, thought better of it. Because we've got him 3 wide in the tunnel turn. You know how that works out, Steve.
Yeah, it's been dangerous for that tunnel turn altogether. And we got one spinning. That's Adam Baker. Adam Baker into the grass. And the 80.
Wall.
And we're back to caution. Who was in the 80? That is Michael Dorsey. Oh man, that was Adam Baker was just telling us how much he liked the tunnel turn. And unfortunately, that's where he's going to lose control. Let's go ahead and take a look once again. As we'll go far chase.
Looks like
it started up there at Adam Baker, and it looks like the 84 Lynn McNeese made contact with the 80.
It looked like Dorsey's kind of saw the wreck happen and late, kind of checked up and just kind of door slapped the 84 of McNeese and sent the number 80 of Dorsey into the wall hard, smoke bellowing from the NASCAR Superstores. Number 80. It's a tough break for McNeese or Dorsey. It looks like his night will come to an end prematurely. I don't know about you, Steve, but I'm still recovering from that last restart.
Yeah, that last caution we had was definitely the big one. Joe Owens back up front. Keith Haney second. Skylar Allen Sr. still in that top three.
Very impressed with the driver of the 66 of Skylar Allen. Going through the spin cycle earlier, having a little bit of damage.
Look at these guys faking out each other.
Yeah, unfortunately, it looks like it's a Bob Skinner that didn't get
Skylar Allen Sr.
faked out.
And I was going to say before Skylar went into the pits, we had third place was a Lazy Days driver, fourth was a Lazy Days, and fifth was a Lazy Days driver. So these guys were definitely making an impact late in this race.
Looks like Michael Dorsey has been checked and released from the infield care center, but he has pulled the number 80 behind the wall and will retire from tonight's event. So tough luck for Michael Dorsey as he's out of tonight's race.
Yeah, that was his debut race here tonight. So I imagine we'll have... I wouldn't be surprised if this race finishes under caution. These guys are going to be battling for that lead.
At the line, we'll have 14 laps to go. We thought the last restart was crazy, Steve. We had them 3 wide coming off turn 1. I bet you we see 4, maybe 5 wide this time. These guys know it's go time. They know every inch matters. I think the gloves are about ready to get thrown off as we get ready to go with this restart.
And let's go ahead. Do you want to go through our top 10 as they sit right now?
Yeah, right up front now is, we talked to the driver a little bit earlier, it's the number 24 of Joe Owen. He sits on the number 1 position. He's going to pace him to the green. Keith Haney in the number 2 spot. Qualified second, fell back, now back to the number 2 spot. Ivan Jones, who started 32nd. So Jones moving up through the field fairly well here tonight as he looks for a podium finish. He'll in third. Fourth is Jackson Allen and Ryan Gamel rounding out your top 5. 6th spot, he started 34th on tonight's field, is Bobby Jonas as he sits 6th. 7th is Dean Binney. Michael Palmer is 8th. Josh Conover is 9th, and rounding out your 10th spot is number 27 of Chris Samard. So a lot of drivers that we haven't even mentioned tonight, Steve, inside the top 10.
Yeah, and I imagine that top 10 will be completely different at the end of this race. So,
well, we know that the 87 of Haney has fresher tires than the 24 of Owen. But Owen was pretty good on that last restart, but the only thing I wonder, if you look at the front end of that number 24, there's a little bit of damage. How much is that going to affect his straight line speed on this restart?
Yeah, and Keith Haney doesn't have any damage. Ivan Jones, no damage. And I believe Jackson Allen may have a little bit of damage, but I don't think it's going to affect him that much. And if he wants that win, he's definitely going to try to get it. And like I had mentioned earlier, we did hear that Keith Haney wants to get as many wins as he can before they go to the chase, because he wants to try to lock that chase spot up.
Coming in tonight, Haney had 6 starts in the Southern Motorsports Xfinity Series with 1 top 5 and 2 top 10s. He'd love to make that big goose egg in the win column into a 1 and propel himself a little bit higher up in the chase. And some of the drivers ahead of him in the points going into tonight have had a rough night. So a good time for these drivers to make up some ground and look for that number 12 spot in points as we look forward to next week. With the series, I believe, goes to Martinsville.
Yes, I believe that is correct. And, they are getting ready to go back to Green Flag Racing here. It should be 13 to go when they come back. And I imagine we'll see this league definitely have a little bit more cautions than normal, because it's getting so close to that chase, and these guys are trying everything they can to make that chase scenario.
It's a make or break season. If you don't make the chase, well, you work on your cars to get them ready for next season. But the guys inside the chase, they're going to bring their best weapons to the races after that. And right now, I think the gloves are off. We're ready for an old school grind to the end of this race as they go through the tunnel turn. I'm going to call it the troubled tunnel turn here tonight, Steve. That's where it seems the majority of our wrecks have been.
Yeah, it's definitely been the trouble turn out here tonight. And as we get ready to go around turn number 3, why don't you get us going for hopefully the final restart of tonight?
Sounds good. You can throw Haney on the outside. We have Owen on the inside. Owen's going to set the pace. Remember, the green flag always goes a little bit before the pace car's off the speedway. So will that throw a little wrench to these guys that haven't been up front all night? We're about to find out as the Ford Mustang makes the hard left-hand turn. It'll be the 24 of Owen. He steps on a loud pedal first, and we're underway. Side by side down in the turn number 1. Owen's going to move in front of Haney. Throws the block, but he'll mark it down in the inside. Here comes Haney on the outside. Side by side, wheel to wheel off of turn number 1. It'll be the 87 of Haney. He'll be your new race leader down the Long Pond straightaway.
Little bit of bumping into the wall there on the straightaway. Joe Owens now going to drop behind Keith Haney.
Just wonder how much that front end damage is hampering the number 24 while he's out front, as we got a bid for your number 3 spot, the 39 looking of Allen underneath the Ivan Jones. They're side by side off the corner. They're going to be 3 wide down the front stretch.
Yeah, I was just about to say, you have the 39 and the 35 of Bobby Jonas now into that mix. And it does look like it's going to clear up, but Bobby Jonas is going to be on that bottom line. Can he get to the inside of Ivan Jones?
He's about a half a lane up, but here comes Allen on the outside with the momentum. He'll clear the 35 of Jonas, as Jonas will settle into your number 5 spot. So, field starting to settle in single file here as we work lap 54. Out front is Haney. Haney has opened up quite of a gap over the 24 of Owen, as we got him sideways off of the tunnel turn. It was Allen. Allen's going to lose the 4th spot to the 35 of Jonas, and Jonas isn't done yet.
Bobby Jonas now working on Ivan Jones as we get the 11 to go. keeping it green, trying to finish under green out here tonight. Bobby Jonas will pass Ivan Jones for that third spot. Is he going to hold on to it coming out of turn number 1, though?
That outside with the momentum. We got
83
behind him. The 71 going around one car upside down. That's a 25 Keen. Keen flipping down the backstretch.
83 of Ryan Gemmel was where that all started, as we got yet another caution out here tonight.
Definitely not what Haney wanted to see, as he had worked almost a 1 second lead over the 24 of Owen. But the guy on the move is the 35 of Bobby Jonas. But a tough ride back there for early race leader 25 of Keen. Is looked like he went over, Steve.
Oh yeah, he spun that car, and I imagine he will be taken behind the wall. It looks like Ryan Gemmel is able to recover. I'm not sure if he brought it to pit road. He's driving that thing. Who has the blown motor, though? Looks like the 88 of Jeff Glockner.
Yeah, it looked like Gemmel just got up into the outside wall, and it shot him left right across in front of the 71 of Dean Vinny. Had nowhere to go, and then chaos ensued down the backstretch. Or your points leader, points implications, is the 86 of Hicks, also involved with heavy front end damage, as him and Vinny made hard contact.
Brad Hicks still out there, though. Sitting back in 25th. Michael Dorsey had pulled it off the field. Jeff Glockner on pit road has a blown motor. I imagine we will see him pull it behind the pit wall tonight. Ryan Gemmel is still out there, and Thomas Keene is still out there.
Jeff Glockner, if you go a little bit after the initial wreck, the 71 of Vinny and Hicks made contact again. And that's going to end Glockner's run. That's the car that was smoking, Steve. An innocent bystander as the wreck still ensued down the backstretch.
And take a look at Thomas Keene's car if you get a chance, because he went for a ride upside down. He's able to stay on that lead lap, but how much damage does he have, and how much will it slow him down?
He's going to bring his number 25 Camaro to the attention of his pit crew. It does not look good, Steve. The top of the car all scraped up, the left front and right front tires sticking well outside of the fenders on the front. The back is all crumpled. He might be able to ride around the back just to hold on to some point, gain some points tonight with everybody else has had trouble, but the car does definitely look rough for the number 25 of Keene down here in his pit stall, as he lets the team do as much repairs as he can.
Yeah, it's a tough break for Keene. He was doing pretty well out here, and Joe Owens back in the lead now. Now, this is another interesting top 5 here. Joe Owens started 35th tonight, now up to first. Ivan Jones started 32nd, now in second. Bobby Jonas started 34th in third. Chris Simard started 4th, is still sitting in 4th. Michael Palmer started 12th, now in 5th. But look at that. That is insane. The top 3 drivers started all back in the 30s tonight.
What happened there on the Haney was the only car to go down pit road. Kind of one of those things, Steve, where you're the leader, I'm going to do whatever you don't do. And the rest of the field stayed out for the most part, and it's going to put Haney deep in the field on this restart with under 10 laps to go. So smart driving by Joe Owens, Ivan Jones, and Bobby Jonas, as that is your top 3. Chris Simard up to the 4th spot, and Michael Palmer rounding out your top 5. So I kind of feel bad for Haney, but as the leader, you kind of you're sitting duck either way.
So let's take a look at our top 10 as it sits right now, and it has changed up a little bit. And Joe Owens now up front, Ivan Jones second, Bobby Jonas third, Chris Simard fourth, Michael Palmer fifth, David Gainforth has made his way up into sixth, David Howard Jr. seventh, Lynn McNeese eighth, Jude Danielson back up in ninth, and Shane Papala, after spinning it early, up in the top 10.
He's made a nice comeback to get inside the top 10. A lot of these drivers, I think, just waited out the storm, Steve. You know, they said, you know, it could be a little bit rough. I know the drivers earlier in practice were saying, you know, it could go one way or the other, and unfortunately it's been a little bit of a boxing match back in the field tonight. But it's been a good racing when they've been able to race, and I'm really encouraged that, and I can't wait to see what happens here in these last 5 laps. Looks like we're going to get the restart with 5 laps to go.
It's looking like we actually will have 6 laps to go, but still, if they can get 2 laps in under green, that would essentially end it if we get a caution.
I think we're going to see the green flag all the way to the end, Steve. I got faith in these drivers. They've battled hard all race long. We got new players up front. Keith Haney, after pit stops, 19th, so I'll keep an eye on see how far he can get up there. But yeah, I think it's going to be a wild finish for sure. Everybody hang on, buckle in, and fasten those belts tight.
And I know Ivan Jones looking to try to get his first win here in Southern Motorsports Xfinity Series. And his team sponsors this series. So to get a Lazy Dayz driver up there in front for the win would be, I imagine, would be one of the greatest things that Lazy Dayz could have imagined when they sponsored this series.
He's been quick. The other car quick on that last little run. But you wonder what the heat cycle is going to do to the tires. Was the 35 of Jonas, Steve. And you got Owen, who's pretty good on these restarts. As they hit it in the turn number 3, the pace car's going to be ducking off.
But Joe Owen does have that little bit of damage. We're getting ready to go. Let's see if that damage can... the 35 pushing the 24. We'll see if Joe Owen's damage doesn't affect that car. Pace car will be dipping off. There goes the pace car. We're back to green flag racing. Joe Owen will bring him to the line. Does he beat Ivan Jones to the line? He does, so he will get his 14th lap lead. 6 laps to go here at Pocono. And he's going to jump right in front of Ivan Jones and kind of make that a tough situation for Ivan.
Owen's going to hold on to the race lead, but here comes the 27 of Simard. He's on the outside of the X-side cars. They work down the Long Pond straightaway. We've got Yellow out on the speedway. Not sure. I don't see anything. But Yellow's out. That might be it.
Lost the field for a moment there. Who was it? I don't see anybody slowing down. I did see Brad Hicks kind of off the pace speed, but I didn't see... Let's see from his point of view. Oh, there was a car over by Brad Hicks. We'll take a look from Brad Hicks' point of view to see what happened there. It was the 56 of Sean Lejeune, who was trying to get some laps back, trying to turn some laps, comes up into the 86 of Brad Hicks, who you can't even see the number on the top side of that car. So that thing has been through the ringer here tonight. And we'll see if we get one more green flag race in here tonight.
see if series officials will do a quickie yellow, see if anybody stays on the racetrack. Owen with the restart of his life right there. He had a nice jump on that one, jumping out over the number 53 of Jones, I think it was. It could be, I am probably 52 of Ivan Jones. And the car on the move on that last restart was Chris Samard. He's up to your number 3 spot.
Now, if you're Joe Owen, are you trying to convince the race control to keep this thing under yellow for the remainder of the race? Or do you want to finish this thing under green?
It's a tough situation, but I think as a competitor, I think you're probably let's finish under yellow. It's, you know, as the rest of the field, well, we're gonna go back green. We're gonna get it, but you know, the green and white might come out together on this last restart. Who knows? But Joe Owen has ran a very smart race and used strategy to place himself up there. So a well-deserved win if we don't go back green.
So now your top 5 is Joe Owens, Ivan Jones, Chris Simard, Bobby Jonas, and David Howard Jr. How happy do those Jonas Motorsports drivers gotta be tonight? They're in 1st and 4th right now.
Very good team effort up there. Would love to see them get the win for the number 24, Joe Owen. As we talked to him earlier, he said he was just hoping to survive, and I think he's doing a little bit more than surviving right now, as he is your race leader. But if we do go back green, Steve, how much is that front end damage going to hurt him going down the Long Pond straightaway and into turn 3?
Yeah, and he should, if we do go back to green, I imagine we'll have basically what iRacing has for a green-white checker without going into overtime, really, because we'll get the green flag, might get the white flag at that same time, and it does look like they at least have 2 to go. So we will at least have 2 laps to go when we go back. So we might go green and then a white and then finish this thing with the checker. So if they can keep it green for those 2 laps.
It'll be interesting. It's going to be white-knuckled. I think anything's going to go on this last restart, as these boys are hungry for a win to secure a spot into the chase. It's going to be, I think it's going to be wilder than the last restart we had, and I've been saying that every restart, Steve.
Now, if you're Ivan Jones or Chris Summer, do you settle for a 2nd or a 3rd place, or do you go checkers or wreckers here coming to the end of this race?
Both those drivers on the outside looking in. I don't know. Personally, I would take the points. You know, it's a good points night. You know, a lot of the drivers inside the top 12 in points have had trouble or been involved in multiple incidents tonight. I don't know. I mean, do you want that checkered or not? I think it comes down to that. I think you're going to see him go for the win and make it a pretty exciting finish. What do you do in the situation, Steve? Do you go for it, or are you happy to finish 2nd?
I mean, Ivan Jones has got to be feeling like he wants this win out here tonight. He hasn't gotten a win this season yet in the Xfinity Series, so I wouldn't be surprised to see him kind of go for it and go all out and possibly even put himself at risk to drop back, because what has he got to lose at this point, really?
Very true. A win will go a long ways towards the championship hopes. It's going to be interesting. Interesting fact, right now, 3 out of the top 5 drivers have all started outside the top 30 tonight, Steve.
Yeah, and it goes back to what we were saying before, and they're keeping it under yellow, so we'll maybe only have 1 lap to go. And Joe Owens has got to be celebrating that, because he knows that front end damage may come into play. And if he had more than 1 lap, he may not be able to finish up front.
I think it depends if we get the one to go sign this time by. I think we'll go back green. If not, I think this race is going to end under the yellow. And I think you're going to be crowning Joe Owens the winner of tonight's 65-lap race at Pocono.
And going back to the chase setup for the Xfinity Series here, where is Joe Owens sitting right now in that standings?
Joe Owens is tied for 26th place in points. Right now he's about 60 points out of 12th place. A win's going to go a long ways. It's not going to do it tonight, but if we can put together good runs from tonight and the next 2 weeks, definitely has a shot. It's not going to hurt coming home with a win. As the lights on the pace car are out, looks like we're going to get a one-lap shootout.
We were a little bit behind there, but we do catch up and see that the pace car lights are out. So Joe Owens will get a shot to win this thing under green, and Ivan Jones is going to get that opportunity to take that lead. And if Ivan Jones can get the restart of his life here, he's got an opportunity to steal one from Ivan Jones from Joe Owens. Ivan Jones has not led a lap yet this race, so if he leads that last lap, that's the only one he needs.
It's the pay lap. I think we're going to see a wild restart. Are you buckled in?
Oh yeah, let's get this thing going as they're going to head to turn number 3 here. Why don't you get us going for the last time tonight?
All right, the field doubles up in the even rows of 2 behind the Ford Mustang pace car. It'll be the number 24 of Joe Owens and the 52 of Ivan Jones looking down the long front straightaway as they look to get the green flag for the final time tonight. The Ford Mustang pace car is going to make the hard right-hand turn. They're off and they're on the loud pedal. Owen going to step on the gas pedal first. He's going to clear the 52 of Jones. And here comes the number 27 of Samard. We've got them 3 and 4 wide. Look at them spread out through the back of the field. It is all Owen in the turn number 1.
Oh, we got wrecking, but we are going to keep it because it is the white flag. There is no yellow flag here. Lots of guys wrecking. We'll go back and check that later on.
Here comes Samard. He's on the inside of Jones. Now he's at the left rear quarter panel of the 24 of Owen. Owen on the outside of the tunnel turn. Let's see, Samard going to work the inside with the X-side batteries. Car number 27.
He's going to clear
Owen
him.
trying to do the crossover.
They're both clearing Owen. So maybe that damage came into effect. And look at Shane Pippola working his way into the 3rd position.
Pippola out of nowhere. Here they come off of turn number 3. It'll be the 27 of Chris
Oh,
Samard.
we got a wreck at the finish line.
A big wreck.
And who came out? And Chris Simard came out in 3rd. Joe, is this correct? I've got Joe Owens. Something did not update here because I've got Chris Simard as the winner. What a way to finish that. And we're going to watch that one more time here.
Wow. That's all I can say.
That was a crazy finish. Chris Simard comes away with the win. And I tell you what, we had all those cautions out here tonight. Did you expect anything less than a crazy way to finish this race?
Definitely not. And look who finished in P number 3, all the way from 19th on the last time he got hosed going in the pit road all by him lonesome. Keith Haney going to finish 3rd after all that.
So what a race put on by these guys tonight. We're going to go ahead and step away for a quick commercial before we go back to our interviews tonight. We're trying to find Keith Haney. Where is he in TeamSpeak? All right, I don't think we have Keith Haney in TeamSpeak tonight. So what we'll do is we'll pull Ivan Jones up, who finishes second here tonight. If we can find Ivan Jones' car on the track, there he is. And we'll go ahead and pull Ivan Jones up. Al, why don't you do the interview for second place tonight?
And we're here with Ivan Jones. Ivan, second place finish tonight, one spot short, but tell us about your race. What a good finish for you guys tonight.
Yeah, it was a crazy race out there. I didn't think I had anything going for me during the night. I started in the very back, and I didn't think I was going to make it through all them cars, man. I'm not used to having 40 cars out there, so I'm just happy to bring it home second for Lazy Dayz Racing. I'd like to thank Eric for just letting me on the team and for all what y'all do.
Well, we appreciate that. Tell us about the run. You started 32nd tonight. You move up 30 spots overall in the race tonight. How was it? How crazy was that? The last few restarts were very intense, especially coming to the checkered flag. All mayhem broke loose. How was the racing? And tell us, was it okay with you? And your car looks pretty much unscathed.
Yeah, it was the only thing that got me up there in that position. I took two. We were talking about it on TeamSpeak, and I decided to take two so I could get some track position, get out of that mess back there. But it got me up there, and then I seen 37, and I knew he had something, and I was hoping him and Joe would battle a little bit more, but it didn't work out for me. I was gonna try to steal one, but I'll come back next week in the Cup cars, and we'll go at it again.
Sounds like a plan. Who makes it all possible, and who would you like to thank tonight?
I'd like to just thank all my teammates on Lazy Day. They sat there and talked me through it and got me motivated and calmed down because my adrenaline was running a little bit. But yeah, I'd just like to thank Eric for letting me on the team, and Alan Jackson for motivating me right there at the end, and Skyler. And what a great team it is. And thanks for Paul for putting this on each and every week. This is a blast, and I'm glad to be with him.
All right, there's your second place finisher, Ivan Jones, coming home second from starting 32nd tonight. And I believe that, Steve, you have caught up with our race winner down in Victory Lane.
Yep, let's get him down here, or up here really quick. Pull Ivan Jones out of the booth. Let's bring up our race winner, Chris Simard. Chris Simard, you got a copy?
Yes, I do.
All right, well, you did everything you could out there, and look at that. You led the last lap of the night. How does it feel out there tonight, man?
Oh, it feels great. I don't think I would have ever expected to win tonight. It was just, I thought I was going to get a top 10.
Well, you do start in fourth, but it looks like you dropped all the way back to 27th at one point. How did you avoid all those accidents out there tonight?
Well, I got into one of them, but I avoided most of them. I don't really know how, but I did. It was just a race of attrition tonight, so I don't really know how I did it, but I'm real happy.
Now, we've got to ask you, were you looking in your mirror when that race finished tonight? And to see that big accident behind you?
I didn't actually. I saw a little bit of it. I didn't see the actual accident unfold. So I was kind of looking ahead that last corner. So I saw a tiny bit of it. I don't know exactly what happened, but
now, Al Smith, where did you say we were at next week?
We're going to be at Martinsville next week.
How is Martinville for you, Chris? Do you think you can pull off another win out there next week?
I don't know. I love Martinsville. I don't really. It's another race probably of attrition, and just get to avoid all the wrecks and get a good finish. I don't know. I love Martinsville. I love every track, but Martinsville's one of my favorites. So hopefully I'll do good there. So.
All right. Well, congrats once again to you on your win tonight. Was it your first win here in the Xfinity Series?
I think I won Phoenix, I believe. So.
Okay, well, you must love those triangle tracks then. You get another win out here tonight. Congrats on that. Hopefully we get to see you next week back in Victory Lane.
Yes, thank you. I'll be here next week, and I'd like to thank Lazy Dayz Racing for putting on a good show. So, thanks, guys.
All right, and with that, Chris, Al, why don't you start off our results for tonight?
Well, you just heard from race winner Chris Samard will finish in the number 1 spot, followed by Ivan Jones. Keith Haney coming back rally from a late race pit stop to finish 3rd, followed by Joe Owens and Len McNeese rounding out your top 5.
David Howard Jr. will finish in 6th tonight. Michael Palmer will finish 7th. Jude Danielson will finish in 8th. Chris Lintelman in 9th. Shane Papala, he battled back, had a top 3 on that last corner, but unfortunately got wrapped up in that last big accident.
Yeah, tough break for Shane Papala. Right behind him, the number 90 of Josh Conover in the 11th spot. Bobby Jonas will finish 12th, followed by Ryan Kamel. AJ Hamel rallied back to a 14th spot, and rounding out your top 15 will be James Haney in the number 55.
Daniel Haney will finish in 16th tonight. Justin Kern, a new driver here tonight, will finish 17th. Thomas Keene, who battled early, will finish 18th. Dean Viney will finish 19th. And SoMo owner Paul Zota will finish 20th.
21st will go to Jackson Allen, followed by Brad Hicks in 22nd. So a tough points night for your points leader, finishing 22nd. Paul Cohen will finish 23rd, followed by Jim Locking and Adam Baker rounding out your top 25.
Skylar Allen Sr. will get a 26th place finish tonight. David Gainforth 27th. Jeff Glockner in that 88 machine ran into some engine issues and will finish 28th. Sean Lejean tried to battle back from an early accident, will finish 29th. And Michael Dorsey will finish 30th tonight.
31st will go to Chris Grosso, followed by Bob Skinner, Joe Mitchell, and Justin McDuff, followed by Sean Butler, rounding out the 35th spot. All are caught up in accidents early tonight.
And rounding out the field tonight, Stephen Bird in 36th, Eric Burrill in 37th, Jay Dubuque in 38th, Lupe Gonzalez in 39th, and Thomas Ingle did not take the grid tonight and did not get on the track. We'll round out the field of 40. What a great race out here tonight by these guys. A lot of cautions, but a lot of close action racing. And I've got to say, even with all those cautions, Southern Motorsports is still one of those premier leagues out there of up-and-coming talent. So with that, I'd like to thank everybody for stopping by tonight. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to Max Speed TV 3. Coming in October, we've got 6 nights of racing. The only night we will not be live is Sunday night, but we will have a race 6 nights a week. Make sure to tune in and check that out. And with that, I would like to thank my co-commentator tonight, Al Smith Jr. You got anything to say?
Just looking at the points, Brad Hicks still holds it with a 42 points, so he lost some points here tonight, Steve. It's been a pleasure being in the booth with you, and looking forward to next week when the series travels to Martinsville for 150 laps. I think it'll be a good race next week. I'm interested to see how Martinsville will take, and especially with another 40-car field next week.
All right, and with that, we will see you guys next week as we go back, or as we go to Martinsville here in the Southern Motorsports Lazy Dayz Racing Xfinity Series. Have a great night, everyone.